Hi, I'm Clemens, and this is episode 13 of Life in Lists of 30. I love writing lists of 30, and today I wanted to share 30 suburban life changes. Different cities have different cultural norms. Being a new transplant in Colorado means we're going to need to take a step back and think about how we live differently. Most of the observations point out the transition from city apartment shared spaces to suburban house neighborhoods with car ownership. Here we go. 1. Trader Joe's to Costco/Target. There's still a few Trader Joe's here, but I'm not as close as walking down the block. I will miss the pre-COVID days of buying daily fresh groceries within walking distance. Costco membership was definitely useful for cheaper gas and stocking up on milk and eggs. When we host more parties, we'll buy more in bulk. 2. Chinatown to H Mart. The truth is, I never really bought a lot of groceries from Chinatown anyway. I just got cheap fresh noodles and sauces. I do miss the good Chinese restaurants, an authentic wonton soup or xiaolongbao. Quick lunch is really hard to find here. H Mart is more than sufficient for my needs for making smoked turkey juk or wontons. 3. An MTA subway card to car insurance. I really don't mind driving. This is an additional added expense to take into account if you're moving out to the suburbs. I do love the feeling of owning a car, but I do tend to pay for the oil changes and car washes because personally taking care of the car doesn't really spark joy. 4. Morning stroll to the park to driving there, strolling, and then driving home. Added overhead of driving when things are spaced farther apart is normal. Luckily, our neighborhood does have some walking distance hiking paths and little kid parks. Temperatures by noon in Colorado are moderate to the 50s, even in the middle of January. 5. Walking everywhere to driving everywhere. I think you can live without a car when you're downtown, but you want to take advantage of the outdoor activities, so you'll probably pay for the weekend rental anyway. With low percent APRs right now, I'd highly recommend buying a new car if you're able to afford it. No comment on parking or traffic patterns yet, but I suspect hiking and outdoor activities are crowded and people drive frequently to Vail or Breckenridge area for weekend skiing. 6. From takeout to drive-thrus. This may be a result of COVID for more prevalent drive-thru lines. I'm seeing these longer drive-thru lines makes me think that Starbucks will likely stay open and maintain sales outside of major cities. 7. From sedans and coupes to SUVs. You will likely need an all-wheel drive terrain and trunk space to store camping equipment. 8. From collected garbage in stroller to this collected garbage in the car. Car vacuum and plastic garbage bags are a necessity. To the best of our abilities, we'll keep it clean. There's so many crumbs. We made a friend that helps with doing car detailing, which is useful that time Evie threw up during a road trip. 9. From fashion clothes to REI co-op clothes. Layers are super important, and I will probably lean into knitted sweaters in the winter. I've been wearing the same hiking shoes since August, so I guess I'll retire my suits after all. 10. From umbrellas to waterproof shell. No one really brings an umbrella around here. Temperatures and climates tend to change every 30 minutes. 11. From Puma suedes to hiking shoes. Hiking boots are waterproof and doesn't really collect dust from trails that much. I feel like it's fashionable, and it's really fashionable to be comfortable as well. 12. From headphones to car stereo. I still wear my headphones at home, but my commute during the drop-off for Evie at daycare is really enjoying the car radio. 13. From a subway map to Google Maps. I have gotten much better at memorizing major streets, interstates, neighborhoods, and methods of driving to destinations. I do miss being able to walk everywhere, but I'm also used to driving. 14. From chatting about Broadway shows to chatting about hiking trails. Not much talk about shows or restaurants, especially now. A lot more conversations about great trails and weekend hike activities. 15. From generic bars to more local microbreweries. There are so many more juicy, hazy IPAs than I expected. Denver is a beer lover's dream. Can't wait to start a 30-day challenge around this. 16. From HGTV Envy to HGTV Applied Designs. Now that we have more rooms, we're going to customize this house for form and function. I can't wait to start our basement and garage projects. 17. From bodega cart egg and cheese sandwiches to homemade egg and cheese sandwiches. I will try to find the watered down hot sauce with deli rolls and thinly shredded lettuce to make my personal favorite sandwich. We sometimes cave in on weekends for that fast food breakfast. 18. From wandering DeKalb Market to wandering Stanley Marketplace. Fairly specific to where we lived in Brooklyn, but pre-COVID, I would spend every lunch listening to a podcast and treating myself to lunch in a new restaurant stall at DeKalb Market. I've been trying to do a late lunch around 1:30 p.m. here and exploring some local eats since indoor dining has opened up again in Colorado. 19. From apartment building playroom hangouts to neighborhood playrooms. I suspect we will be rotating hosting and doing joint weekend gatherings for kids socialization and parent day drinking. The outdoor parks here are really well designed with rock climbing and a lot of space. 20. From smoke alarm beeps from steak searing to outdoor grilling. Yes, I'll be that outdoor neighbor that cooks everything and shares. I can't wait to have more potlucks. 21. The mini tool set, a screwdriver and a little mini electric set to the necessary awesome garage tool shed. It's been recommended to only get high quality of the necessities rather than getting the full sets. One good kitchen knife is better than 10 mediocre ones. I don't think I'll get into carpentry right away, so I'll probably just use a lightweight set of tool sets to put together furniture and hang things on the wall. 22. From EV blocks to no toys are too big. This was clear as we transitioned to Airbnbs before settling into the house. Her toys expanded with the space quite quickly. We have a whole area in the basement for those colorful foam blocks. 23. From eating on the counter to eating on the dining room table. At last we can celebrate dinner time together at the table. I love being able to eat together. 24. From admiring parent strollers to admiring hiking backpacks. We got a backpack where Evie can sit in the back and we can do some longer hikes. There's definitely fewer Uppa babies out there and more ospreys. 25. From stroller tune-ups, yes we did this, to Subi tune-ups. I need to figure out how to take care of my new car. I'm driving it at a surprisingly high mileage for the short amount of time we've had it. 26. From road bikes to mountain bikes. There's a big biking community here in general, but less road bike commutes from the suburban area and more travel to parks and independent biking goals. I would rather do a mountain bike along some cool trails than ride on the street around the mountains. I don't think my brakes work well enough anyway. 27. From building architecture to mountainscapes. I don't mind seeing these buildings in the horizon, but the mountain view is a different type of beautiful to the downtown skyline. 28. From the Rangers to the Avalanche. At least it's not the Flyers or the Bruins. I'll still be a Rangers fan, but the Avalanche aren't a bad team anyway. I don't think I'll go to a bar just to watch hockey games, though. 29. From sunscreen to more sunscreen and lotion. This is super important. The sun just feels so much stronger being a mile high, and the dry climates need lotion to prevent any type of ashing or cracking. And finally, 30. From electric scooters to golf carts. This is totally going to be a thing in the neighborhood. I can't wait to buy a golf cart and drop Evie off at our daycare nearby. We're really loving it here in Denver. There's a list of 30 requirements for a home that will describe some of the reasons why we chose Denver over other cities we had considered while moving out of New York. I'll do an episode on that later. On the next episode, I'll talk about how to read the news and evaluate it. Stay tuned for that on Friday. To save my readers and listeners from spending too much time just keeping up with my ambitious schedule and also give myself some more time to work on other things, I've updated my publishing schedule of blog posts to Monday and Thursdays and podcasts to Tuesday and Fridays. I'm also writing new content, so I may do a weekend summary highlighting some random thoughts for the week. Music by Kristen Dye. You can find her on Instagram at Iron and Silver. She has videos of incredible duets and also powerlifting. You can also subscribe to this newsletter and see a very transparent set of Google Docs and spreadsheets of this podcasting journey at listof30.com. Thank you for listening, and I hope everyone stays safe.